Hello, hello, hello. Lee Karaoke here with LaunchThisWeekend.com. So, wanted to talk about a question that's coming up over and over and over and over again is, hey, I'm running ads, right? I'm running ads and the ads are just not converting, right? They're just not converting. And what I've noticed is a lot of times people like, yeah, with Facebook or whatever platform you're using, uh, there's this thing you have to understand, which is human behavior, right? So barely do people literally buy. Like, only if you look at the market is divided into segments, right? There's 0 to 3%. Those are you're ready to buy. Like, they identify with the pain right now. They've done all the research. They identify with the pain. I would say the rest of probably from 4%, right? 4 to maybe 60 or 70%, right? These are maybes, right? And then the remaining, 30%, these are your never buys. Let's just call them NBs, right? So a lot of times what ends up happening is that you're trying to actually group all these people together, right? When the first thing you really ought to do is to filter. Hey, where do these people fall in this continuum, right? Do they fall in the, hey, identify with the pain? Do they fall in the, yeah, I'm a maybe, I have some pain, but I'm still not sure about the available solutions. And then, I don't even know what you're talking about. Neither am I interested, right? So that means if you're running ads, you literally need to start thinking in terms of three buckets, right? The first bucket, this is the awareness bucket, right? Because this is, hey, you're trying to filter out, hey, are these my 3% buyers? Are these my, maybe buyers? Or are these my never buyers, right? The second one after the awareness is we got to talk about consideration, because this is where even your never buyer, even your person who is in pain right now, they don't have any data about your offer, about who you are, about what problem you solve, right? So they're not going to pull out their credit card and buy your solution when to them that's a huge risk, right? Think about it. Like, think about your own buying behavior. You don't go out and immediately start buying the first thing you see. You do a little bit of digging. Hey, what's this person's reputation? Have they helped other people before? Are there any negative reports about this person, right? So that's the consideration bucket. And then the final bucket is the conversion. This is when now they're ready to buy. So I see a lot of times like people will be grouping out content where it's all it's grouped up where, hey, you're not segmenting your content for, hey, is it awareness, is it consideration, is it conversion, right? So and then at the same time you're running an ad where you're trying to actually get the conversion when you haven't even put in awareness or consideration ads, right? Or creatives for that matter. So even independent of platform, it's always good to literally start thinking in terms of your ideal buyer, right? Your ideal buyer, where are they in this continuum? Are they in the awareness phase? Are they in the consideration phase? Are they in the conversion phase? Because how you talk to them is going to differ, right? I'm not going to be talking about the pain to someone who already identifies with the pain. Like, you're literally wasting their time, right? That person just wants to see how much is this thing and what do they need to do to actually get a hold of the solution, right? So it's really important you start thinking in, because advertising just boils down to human behavior. If you can master human behavior, especially for you, now it'll change from market to market, but it's still at the core of it, it's still human behavior. The easiest way is to look at how you make your buying decisions, right? You don't see the first ad and then buy it, right? The first thing you see is, who is this guy or who is this person, right? Have they been around? What other people have to say about them? Is this a safe bet, right? Or am I making a risk? Am I taking a risk? If I don't like it, what's the likelihood I'll get my money back? Or what are the chances I'll get the solution or the outcome that I desire? So all those things need to be factored in. Hopefully this actually shed some light as far as how to, especially if you're noticing that, yeah, you're putting out a lot of content, or you're running ads and your ads are just not converting. It's probably you haven't really considered, hey, the journey, the customer journey of how people make buying decisions. Hopefully this makes sense. Cheers. Take care. LE double.